Okay, hi kids. Not feeling super hot, so I've been taking the week off. A little bit of time off work, but and then a little bit of time off on the weekend. But we should probably keep going with this because I can't keep not doing full weeks of readings or months. You know, no makeup Ashley here. My name is Ashley, and ooh, wait one sec. All right, sorry. Yeah, I ended up with a super awesome sinus infection. But anyway, you can check the description box for everything you need to know. I got a couple of new decks for my birthday that I'm going to be trialing throughout the next little while. And we're doing a love reading for which sign will shake on it. We already did Virgo. Oh, Libra. Libra, it's your turn. Yeah, humility is going to be me this day. Yeah, okay. We're using the rose gold Rider Waite Tarot for you. Not as pretty of backs on these cards. Ooh. I don't know. And they're super slippy, which is why I started shuffling this deck, pre-shuffling the deck, and... Ooh, and that's why, exactly like that, because I started shuffling this deck to pre-shuffle it, kind of give it the wash, if you know what I mean. But the problem is that they're like super slippy. They like flew out all over the place. So I've got to start using my new decks. I've got a couple of them that I'm going to start trialing instead of using my decks that I pre-selected. We're doing a love reading. I made one called the Lover's Path Tarot. It's kind of based on where I end and you begin, because it's like an X. X will mark the place, right? This is how disorganized mess minds of like mine, kind of. It's like an organized mess, you know, work. But anyway, apologies. Basically, I'm clairaudient, clairsentient, clairvoyant, claircognizant. And when I hear ringing in my ears, we'll get some channeled messages. We are going to do your magnetic coterie to start. Check out your rising moon and Venus sign for additional messages. And in the description box, there's a link to where you can go to do your whole natal chart for free and kind of figure out all that stuff out. I'm not making any apologies for what I look like. I don't really give a shit. But I'll start with that, the magnetic coterie piece, and you can pause it and you can take a look. But basically, this is, don't like get anybody in your mind that, you know, this isn't supposed to be like one specific person, but it is about you and somebody else, and in the middle will be X will mark the place, like the parting of the ways, right? Like it's where you end and I begin. So, right? Right, so anyway, we'll have you on this side, them on that side, and common ground in the middle. And if I have to pause because I have to blow my nose or whatever, that's what we're going to do. So for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. It's because I need medicine, funny. That's funny. I think that's funny that it showed up. I'm not going to put these in a sentence form. I'm just going to put them in like a list format. And that way you can pause it and you can kind of see where you would like these to go for you. And I might need to dim my light just a little here so that you can see the cards. Anyway, that's what we've got for you, Libra. Let's move along to your cards. Flippers and jumpers are all that I take. Anything that comes out in 3 or less, what I'm going to do for you. I'm hoping that I can just get used to how slippy these are because they're brand new. I don't normally read Rider Waite, but I wanted a second Rider Waite deck because... my Rider Waite deck is so gigantic because it's plastic. And these are also plastic. Well, they're PVC, but they're thinner. And because it's a brand new deck, it's a little slippy. You know what I mean? So, anyway. Like I said, it kind of goes all over the place on me. Twist for fairness. Ooh, like I said, it kind of goes all over the place on me. You feeling a little discombobulated right now, maybe? Okay. All right, let's go. Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. First going to be current circumstance for you, and then we'll jump across to them. Current circumstance for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. That's way too many. Try not to take too much card vomit on these because they're brand new. Might have to be a little ginger when we just saw that little card. Okay. King Cups in the upright. What else? Current circumstances for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Okay. That was in 4. These two stuck. Whoop. Those two stuck, so we're taking those two. And you guys, like normally I would take whatever stays on the board, but I'm just taking these two with the King of Cups. What do we have? We have the 9 of Cups in the reverse with the 10 of Cups in the upright. So interesting. There's following the heart. I'm going to read these as a sentence for you. So following the heart, here, King of Cups. Being emotionally mature. This could be Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising sign. Somebody who is in masculine. Somebody who's following their heart. Somebody who's emotionally mature knows when to yield from the heart space. But knows also when to withhold in the heart space as well. In addition to that, with that we have the 9 of Cups in the reverse with the 10 of Cups in the upright. I might change this. So that's a little like that better. With the 10 of Cups in the upright. So it seems like here what we have is we have somebody who is leading with their emotional maturity. Somebody who's very emotionally mature, and that's where you're sitting, is in an emotionally mature place, because you don't want to lose your sense of independence and your self-love. That could be it. You feel that you may lose that sense of self-worth in an emotional place if you don't lead with an emotionally mature stance on something. You're protecting your heart space here, so that you don't lose that self-worth, that self-love that you've built up. You might also be aware of where in the past you've lost the sense of self-love or self-worth that you had for yourself. You're seeking out somebody who doesn't ask you to relinquish a part of yourself, that the self. It's like that word just keeps on coming up, you know. It's like you're emotionally mature enough to recognize where right now your current circumstances are asking you not to relinquish self-love, and you're not willing to sacrifice in order to have that 10 of Cups. It's almost as if you're emotionally mature to recognize that in order to have the 10 of Cups, you cannot give up your self-worth. You cannot make any, why can't I get this word? You can't make any concessions or compromises. You're not willing to compromise your self-love and self-worth in order to reach a 10 of Cups. And you're emotionally mature enough to recognize where this may be the case with some current connections. You're not compromising on that. Let's move these up for you. Move that stuff away. And let's look at this other individual that you're connecting with at this time, or energetically connecting with. Who's Libra connecting with, and what are their current circumstances? I've actually been Death card. I've been contemplating starting to do like a face view, so I can go like this with the cards, but then also a table view so that you can see. Death card, Scorpio energy as well for this person. This person's going through endings, transitions in their life right now. What else? Again, like, I'm not going to take the card vomit, but I'll take what sticks on the table. This one wants to stick, so I'm going to keep it. King of Pentacles, Two of Wands with the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. I'm trying not to take the card vomit because I just know these cards are just so slippery. This person right now is dealing with themselves and their current circumstances, endings and transitions in their life, and they may have been happening since Scorpio's season for them. With the King of Pentacles, they're looking at this. These endings are happening so that they can have, and this might be to they're sacrificing things and ending things and transitioning things and transforming things so that they can have almost a place where they can create security in the home space. This is Taurus energy, by the way, but also the ability to create hearth and home, to have that warm, inviting, secure environment. Stability comes to mind also with this guy here. In the King of Pentacles. They've been waiting some time for something to come to the forefront, and they continue to wait, to seek out, but also understand that they have the world in their hand here. If you take a look, they have the world in their hand. They're very patient about this because they have independence of their own. They've come independence in their own right. Either that, or they're waiting for their independence, or to come into their own independence in the material, energetic, or time place, right? To become independent enough to have their own time, their own material, and their own energetic resources at their disposal. Sorry, I really feel like crap. It's okay. Obstacles and challenges for you, Libra. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Libra, what are your obstacles and challenges at this time? Okay, we have the Eight of Cups. Challenge for you is to walk away, to know when to walk away from something. Especially when people aren't meeting you halfway with the Two of Cups and the Reverse. I almost wanted to twist, but I didn't. And yeah, when something isn't working, if we wanted to take this as a direct translation, obstacle and challenges at the current time frame for you are knowing when to walk away when something is no longer serving you with the Eight of Cups, in order to seek out your Nine of Cups, your self-worth, to demand more in your connections. When somebody is not meeting you halfway, this is the meeting of the two with the Two of Cups. Or when somebody is not showing up, like that's like direct translation, right? When somebody isn't showing up for the meeting of the two, or when someone is not showing up or meeting you halfway in a connection. And when something like direct translation, like I said, and when something isn't working out with the Eight of Pentacles there, this is apprenticeship energy, mastering or honing one's craft, but also where when something's not working out. This is also something that's not at work or not working. Your obstacle and challenge is to find somebody who isn't connected with your work environment also. And your obstacle and challenge also, if we were kind of going with the more interpretive meanings of things, is to find somebody who isn't kind of always standing you up. You know, doesn't show up when you say you want to meet somewhere. They don't show up. You kind of are always left holding the bag. You're looking for balance and equilibrium. Twos are always about balance and equilibrium. And within the reverse, the obstacle and the challenge is that there is no balance and equilibrium. There is no give and take. Two people not meeting together. I know that's a classic interpretation of the Six of Pentacles as opposed to the Two of Cups. But when we have it here with the Eight of Cups, it's your challenge being not being able to walk away when you see that somebody isn't coming to the table with their own cup to meet with you. But also, again, like I said, the highlight being, of course, also this a challenge is not at work when something isn't working. I don't know why I'm getting the not at work or not linked to work. Not linked to your profession. Or almost as if The obstacle is demanding better for yourself and knowing when to walk away from something that no longer serves you in search of your own self-love, because understanding where there are no tete-a-tete meetings and where somebody doesn't support you in your work, or where somebody isn't willing to work with you or doesn't understand your work. Obstacle for you. It's linked with your work and with you. It's almost like there's a demand placed on you that they won't meet up with you unless you're not working, or unless you choose to abandon your work. Obstacles and challenges on their side. I keep seeing the messages, the Eight of Wands. Obstacles on their side. Libra. I knew this was going to keep happening, but maybe it's a good thing, right? We have the World with the Empress in the reverse and the Four of Pentacles on the reverse. This person's somebody who is experiencing endings. I think we also saw that with the Death card. They've experienced endings. Fixed signs of Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, and Taurus here with the World card. Endings, a feeling of wholeness and completeness, a feeling as if one within themselves is an obstacle or something that they're looking to overcome. It's a challenge for them at this time. With also a feeling that they might, this is somebody who spends too much, gives away freely of their energetic material and time resources. They're not holding things close to their chest. They give it away. You give it all away. What's that song? Eyes Radio Lies by Orgy. You give it all away for nothing. Give it all away for nothing. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's Dramatica. Dramatica. You give it all away for nothing. Yeah, Dramatica. And then with this, the Empress in the reverse, somebody who is in dire need of connecting with their earthbound energy. Taurus, Libra could be inverse of their sign. I always find this interesting because my north node is Taurus and my south node is Libra. So I love pulling the Empress card for myself. But this is somebody who's having a really difficult time connecting with their Earth Mother energy, their feminine energy, and their creative energy. That might be why they're spending so much. They feel as if a part of connecting with that earthbound nature has to do with the material world, when they really should be able to connect with their earthbound energy without spending a single dime. You can connect with your earthbound energy by simply going outside and putting your feet on the ground and touching the grass. And God, you can go down to the ocean just right here and look out on the sea and touch the sand and connect with the earth. But this person, it's almost as if their earthbound nature is somehow linked to shelling out. Why did the sea and shells, and they might be very highly connected to the ocean as well. But their challenge right now is absolutely a feeling of wholeness and completeness. They feel if they spend that's going to be it, but that's not the answer. The answer dwells within the realm of connecting to the earth and being more grounded and exploring their creativity from that space. Your common ground where you meet should just be 2 cards for this one, where you end and they begin. Libra. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I know I just look so awesome right now, but you know, it's hard for me. I'm not looking there. I'm looking here because I can't. It's just going to make me not want to do this reading. But where you meet and what your common ground is, Libra. Okay. You keep going back to something. Six of Swords in reverse. You keep going back to something. And you got two more. Wheel of Fortune and the Seven of Swords. Okay. Let's read this as a sentence, you guys. You keep going back to something. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Five of Swords. I don't know how I missed that. Which is interesting because that's like a double meaning. Sorry, I'll just leave that guy there for a second. You keep going back. It's like double meaning. It's like, I know that we ended up with 3 cards here, but this 6, I find this fascinating when this happens. I'm sorry. I love tarot for this reason. 6 of Swords in the reverse is like saying 5 of Swords. So you keep going, your common ground is 6 of Swords, aka 5 of Swords, but you have double here. You keep going back to something to reevaluate or breaking the same old ground. Yeah, you keep on breaking the same old ground. That's a Manson song, by the way. I love Manson because his birthday's the day before mine. And he's such an extremely poetic individual, and people do not give him the credit for that because there's so much controversy wrapped up in you know, his looks and the gimmicks and some of the crap scandals that have gone on. But if you really think about it, breaking the same old ground. What does he say at the end of that song? I own my death, and I'm in love with oblivion. Yeah, but how do I find out how to be what you want? When I was out looking for something new, buried too deep, now it's too late, and we just keep on breaking that same old ground. I finally found out how to be what you want when I was out looking for something new. Yeah, it's like you keep on going back. You were looking for something new and you found out how to be what somebody else wanted. I'm hearing it here, but I'm like, yeah, you know, it's like that. Going backwards, always going backwards, reevaluating something that didn't work before, trying to figure out the answer and the key to the future by looking at the past. There's a consistent reevaluation of the past in order to seek out the answers of the future that's happening here. But the deception, but it's self-deception in doing that. Because the thing is that, you know, if we look at mindfulness meditation, and I think it's lots of different forms of meditation are coming up for people right now because of, like, for instance, David Lynch's passing. He was a huge proponent of transcendental meditation. But mindfulness meditation talks about living in the present. Can't change the past. You have no control over the future. Keep your eyes on the wheel, on the road in front of you that's like literally like 2 feet in front of your car, you know, because you can't, you know, whatever's coming up 6 blocks ahead and what's in your rear view, you can't really do anything about that, you know. And now I found out how to be what you want, and I was out looking for something new. And it's the self-deception that looking backwards and going over and rehashing and rehashing and rehashing is going to somehow provide you. I mean, there's always self-evaluation for your own self-improvement. However, at the same time, it's not going to, it's like banging your head against the wall, see if it still hurts. Do you know? There's self-deception in this. Maybe it was never your fault to begin with, right? That's your common ground there. But then we have the Wheel of Fortune. There's some twist of fate or some sort of, you know, relinquishing to to destiny, to the universe that has to happen. Maybe it's not always about having full control and mulling over the shit that's happened before and trying to control based on what you know and your own experiences, so that you can kind of like, you know, look at everything in the future and be like, oh, I know what's going to happen here, and predicting everything in the future. That's self-deception, because there are certain elements that you have zero control over that are all about fate, right? And that is fixed. You have no control over that, you know. And as cardinal signs, that's difficult. I know. I am all cardinal. Everything in my chart, with the exception of like super minor placements, is cardinal. I'm not shitting you, you know? So that's where you meet. That's where you culminate. And that's your common ground, you know? I love when that shit happens. Sorry. But it's true. You know, is that that's your common ground. Is that you both believe that you can go over and rehash the shit, all the old hurts, if you guys are like totally connected and know each other. Or even if you don't really know each other, going back over the past, trying to control shit in the future by looking over what went wrong before, when certain things aren't in your control. Sometimes it's just a turn of the cosmic wheel, right? For you and your thoughts and fears, what do we have, Libra? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Libra. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. No, it's too late. Very too deep. We just keep on breaking the same. Come on, you don't want to talk about your thoughts and fears? You're very private. It's like, never mind, I don't want to, if we don't need to, we can move on. I'm hearing that. We can move on. I don't need to talk about my thoughts and fears. I already know what those are. Yeah, Queen of Cups. If you're somebody who's deeply intuitive, you fear your own intuition. You fear taking the lid off that cup. This is somebody who is highly intuitive, extremely poetic. This is Cancerian energy. Feminine Cancerian energy. You might be, this is just thoughts and fears. It doesn't necessarily have to be a fear. But it's following your intuition, your hunches. Knowing when to, again, just like the King, except less about the intellectual, emotional maturity space and more about the intuitive, emotional space. Did I have flippers there? I don't know. I'll find out when... No, I didn't. You fear somebody, you think about that. You think about your intuition, following your gut when it comes to love. Your emotions, your feelings. Your fear is not following, okay, you're not following your gut. We'll see. We got more cards. Not following your gut and missing out. Because you kept your cup lidded for too long. We have it. Page of Wands. Not compassionately communicating and not moving forward. There we go. Let's put these in the right order. Not following your intuition. You should have followed your intuition and you didn't at some point when it came to your emotional hunches on something or someone. Giving of your heart space based on hunch or intuition. You didn't move forward with something. This could also be a change of address, not moving forward, stagnancy, not progressing in something, especially when it comes to passionate communication, not taking the passionate communication. This is regret about not moving forward with something. Or a fear that if you don't move forward with something that you'll regret it. intuitively. You have the emotional space to do so. But your thoughts are not to move on it, not to passionately communicate, and not to move forward on something. This person. What about them? Thoughts and fears for this individual. Somebody is linked to a Capricorn, Sagittarian, Capricorn, Aquarius cusp individual. Just saw the Devil card again. Devil card actually wanted to jump out there. That's why I was saying. Thoughts and fears. We had one that jumped and flipped. Queen of Wands in the reverse. They're afraid of being shown up by some interloper. And not being able to win in a conflict. Not being up to fighting the battle. Or losing the battle. But I think it's more about fighting the battle in the first place. Like not even being able to engage in the battle. With the Queen of Wands in the reverse, who is somebody who's passionate to the point of poison, irrationally angry, Aries energy, but negative aspects of Aries, very domineering rather than dominant, leadership energy, but somebody who doesn't, normally we would see this as the other woman. This is thoughts and fears. Somebody who didn't stand a chance in a fight against the Queen of Wands. What else? Didn't stand a chance. What is it that, I don't know why that's popping up. It's so fucking weird. And so random. Can't stand you. You know that Seinfeld episode? I don't know why I'm getting this. This is so fucked up. I haven't gotten any weird ass intuitive hits. It's like in that Seinfeld episode. Why am I getting this? This has nothing to do with this, you guys. By the way, we got a Six of Cups in the reverse with this. But I have to say this. By the way, something from my tarot tower just fell. I don't know what. We'll take a look. I'll pause it and we'll take a look. Just in case it matters. But it's like that episode of Seinfeld where they're talking about the gym teacher because it's the episode where the library book doesn't get returned, and it's the Tropic of Capricorn and the Tropic of Cancer, and somebody didn't bring back the Tropic of whatever, and they're talking about the gym teacher who called George Costanza Can't Stand Ya. And he has the nickname for Costanza, Can't Stand Ya. I don't know why the fuck that just came up, but it did. Can't stand ya, can't stand ya. Somebody has an asshole nickname for somebody. And this person's always thinking about. But, aside from that, somebody feeling like they're never going to get their deep-seated childhood wish, goal, dream. Because there will always be a third-party interloper who's going to interfere. That they don't even stand a chance to engage in conflict with it. Like they don't. There's no argument. They couldn't even stand up to that. They couldn't argue with it. They couldn't engage in the conflict, or they don't want to engage in the conflict. Thank you. They shouldn't have to. They shouldn't have to argue or compete. There shouldn't be any competition, or that they don't stand a chance. There is no competition for the other woman. Is there fear that they will always be overshadowed by the other woman or the other man? Normally I don't always read the Queen of Wands in the reverse as the other woman, but often a lot of people will. and here in the thoughts and fears, this individual, this is what I'm getting, is that they never stand a chance against the other woman, so why bother arguing? Why bother trying? They always lose. Or I will always lose against the other woman, the other man. And I will always miss out on my connections, my goals. This is something that might even be harkening back to a time long, long ago. It also has to do with deep-seated wishes never coming true. Like they'll always fail to see their wishes come true because there will always be somebody who will come in they can't compete with, or that they shouldn't have to compete with. And they will not engage with anybody and engage in that competition. Let's go see what that thing was that fell from my tarot tower. Give me 1 second. That was super cool. So I put all my tarot cards, my new decks, in my tower. I'm going to show you my giant tower of all. It's a lot bigger than you think it is because, of course, it's in the... Anyway, some people do all these things when they send you new decks, and this is from like years ago now, from some people in New York, and it's a wish card. It says wish card. Isn't that interesting? I was talking and then we pulled this one about not getting their wish, and it says you were on the right path there. I thought that was interesting, but it's like a postcard, and it's like a wish card. Dear universe, thank you so much for all your blessings. I wish, blah, 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 and so it is done. But see how the card is blank? Well, I never filled it out, because I don't fill this stuff out, right? But, that was interesting. Here, 1 sec. I'm going to go put it. That was interesting. It shouldn't have even fallen, because, like, they're all... Anyway, whatever. So, let's look at moving forward. Moving forward for you, Libra. Sun, moon, rising. We're getting messy. Okay, so we already have for you the Seven of Wands in the reverse with the Page of Wands in the upright. Why did I think we already did the Page of Wands? Oh, we did. We just, like I said, we're getting a little messy here. Put that up there. Seven of Wands in the reverse. You're dropping your guard. Moving forward, you're dropping your guard. You're not feeling so defensive. You're dropping your defenses. What else? Why? You're learning to let your guard down a little bit more. You're learning to not be so defensive with things. That's why. You know what's funny? I don't think I've read Rider Waite for any other sign more than Libra. Because I have this other deck that's the same, but it's a little thicker, but it has the pretty backs with the paisley on them. I really like reading that one for Libra for some reason. Tell me more. Moving forward for Libra. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Oh, don't get away on me now. Do I have to pick some? You to make me draw all of a sudden. It's almost like I got used to the deck by the time we were finishing. This is by far the most efficient reading I've done for these so far. Tell me more. Come on. Why are we letting down our guard? Moving forward. Not so defensive. Okay. Because we've gained perspective on something. Hangman in reverse, Pisces energy. And finally, Strength card, because gain perspective on our lack of courage. It's almost like this is like self-talk. Don't be such a pussy. I'm hearing that. Don't be such a pussy. Sorry. I don't mean to be derogatory in case anybody thinks that's derogatory, but I'm going to verbatim tell you what I hear, and it's coming in from here. So that's what I'm actually hearing, is you're letting down your guard because you gain perspective, and you're trying to, you know, be more courageous in your action towards things and towards connections. And that's the self-talk that I'm hearing here. You might also be trying to, you know, gain control of the beast, the inner beast, if you will. Leo energy, Piscean energy here. But again, it's trying to gain control of your anger, your emotions, but ultimately be more courageous in your connections moving forward. This person moving forward, what do they got? What do they got for you? Moving forward, what are they going to be doing? Okay. 10 of Wands. They've got burdens and responsibilities that they're either they've acquired burdens and responsibilities, or they're soldiering on with burdens and responsibilities that they currently have. What else? Somebody once, I don't know why this came up, the one time in the last literally 25 years that I've gotten a tarot reading from somebody said this was like gathering up all of your strengths and resources. You know, I didn't really think that was an apt interpretation of it, but that's fine. You know, I feel this is more about somebody, you know, shouldering their responsibilities, gathering their burdens up, you know, soldiering on with those burdens and responsibilities so they could see something to completion. What else? We'll see what the surrounding cards have to say about it. Yeah, the Magician in the reverse. They're soldiering on with their responsibilities and burdens because they detect some sense of illusory energy. Trickery is at play. This is a trick. This is a trick. They know something's a trick. This is a trick by crosses. There's something here linked with an illusion of security. Just looking at, so I'm doing this now because it's with these larger spreads, it's just a little bit more efficient for me. Gathering up all the resources, shouldering their responsibilities, and continuing on with them because there's an illusion of security, and they know that they have all these burdens and responsibilities they're going to continue on with because there's an illusion of security. They don't want to be left out in the cold. Again, this is an illusion, which is funny that we have this here preceding the Five of Pentacles because, of course, the Five of Pentacles is an illusion of being left out in the cold rather than a reality because they're sitting outside of a church going, oh my God, more, please, may I have more, sir? When really, in fact, churches are places of sanctuary and you can absolutely go inside and protect yourself from the cold. But they're not willing to risk it. There's a lack of adventurousness. Aries energy here, Gemini energy here. It's really just that this person is not willing to risk it. Normally, typically, the Fool would be about adventurousness and risk-taking for the sense of for the purpose of learning, for the purpose of living life to the fullest. But this person's not willing to risk it at this time. So they're going to gather up all of their funds, do what they can to try and make something happen for themselves. And I don't know why there's like a sense of martyrdom energy when these two cards follow it. You know, almost like I feel like there's some worry here that this is going to be a result for them if they don't do all of this. But it is an illusion. It's an illusion. But they're just not willing to risk it, so they're going to keep doing this. And that's just where they're at. Cool. It's fine. You know, not everybody's, you know, built for, you know, the laissez-faire attitude like that. And that's okay. You know, it doesn't mean it's and I don't mean to be an asshole on that side of things either. It's not a laissez-faire attitude because you're able to chill a little bit and drop a wand here and there to, you know, ease up on the gas. Just like, you know, being prudent and looking after your own personal independence isn't an asshole thing either, right? But this is what this person is doing right now. I feel they've got some worries that aren't really worries, they're illusions. There's tricks that are being played that make them feel like they're being left out in the cold for some reason. They could feel like they're not really in charge of their own destiny. This is another thing that I'm going to hear with this magician. So that's another thing. Like, it's a false sense of, it is their sense of security. Because they don't feel like they're in charge of their destiny unless they're carrying all of these wands. I don't know. That's just kind of what I'm getting. Bottom of the deck for you, Libra. Bottom of the deck. Seven of Swords in the reverse. In between the two of you, there is honesty. This is honesty as opposed to treachery. Okay? Nobody's trying to sneak off with swords in the night. There's transparency. Seven of Swords. There's been a lack of investment in some regard. Somebody out of the two of you hasn't been investing or gave up investment long ago. Or the King of Wands in the reverse is lack of leadership energy, Leo here. Or somebody's kind of been charging in, being too pushy or bossy in this. Yeah. And somebody's kind of feeling battle worn. Or kind of feeling sick of the struggle with that. You know? Like they're exhausted. All right. Okay. That's where we're at for you, Libra. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this spread that I made. I think it's going to take some time. The middle. Just take some time. By Jimmy Eat World. Just take some time. Everything will be just fine. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye. We're so funny like that.